what were some of the key things you did in the first year? Just deal with the first year.
First year.
First year, like what did you do?
Yeah, I kind of had four things that I did. Was my assessment, the assessment with the people. What is our reputation in the community? What do we need to change in the building so that we can just function? What safety concerns do we have? What about kids ministry? Because now all of a sudden we have kids of different ages, and now some of the people that used to go here are wanting to come back. And so I also tried to create a good communication structure. Before, they were really only using one mode of communication, and they didn't keep a lot of good records. So we just said, okay, let's get organized administratively. Let's make sure we're using best practices for this. Let's streamline some communication things. From that assessment, from communicating with past people that had been here, the new group, we were able to build that dream list. And really, that was our assignment for going forward. This is some things that we've done in the past as outreach. Here's what we need to do in the building. Here's some leadership changes that we want to look at. Let's build some trust and relationships. So I'd say assessment, working on those relationships, getting those changes, just the little ones, seeing them be successful. And then later I'd have an opportunity, if it was a bigger change, I could push or ask or kind of work through that. And then that dream list of just saying, here's what we got to do. And we'll do it until we get there, but it's going to be a fun journey. So,
wow. So here's another flip side of the question. What are the things, because I'm sure you stepped in because you have vision. So you step in and you're like, okay, that needs to change. Like in your head, you're like, oh boy, because your list is a lot bigger than the list that they seen, right? So what were some of the things you wanted to do, but you waited?
We structured our church plant was elder led, and their church was council led, some church governed, but really deacons were in charge, kind of thing. And it didn't even function to like their constitution. And that was one of the things, like, well, let's do what you're actually doing. And so there were leaders in places that didn't need to be and definitely shouldn't have been. But when you've got 25 council seats and there's only 12 of you, you're just plugging holes.
Right.
And so some of that was navigating some relationships to say, all right, Lord, we're still not elder led. I think one day we'll definitely get there. We're having some conversations about that. We're not deacon led though. I taught the deacons pretty soon, and the deacons now are doing what deacons are supposed to do. And so there were things like that took time. There were building priorities that we wanted to do, but we had to wait until later. It mainly stuck with the leadership. But one of the things that I kept going back to was telling them, God will provide. Let's get everyone in the place that they're best gifted for. And some of those took year 2 and some not till year 3. But that was the big thing. It wasn't, I didn't want to work with you. I didn't want to use you. I didn't think that you couldn't be a leader. But maybe there's some development that needs to happen here, or maybe you need to shift into a better role for you. So
that's really, really good.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if you want to support our work in New England, you'll find a link in the description.